Kia ora, good morning. This is my second recording because I'm trying not to fall apart. I'm getting everything wrong. I just wanted to let you all know that my girl crossed over yesterday morning. My Amber. She was only 9 years younger than me. She never even got to live. And in my culture, when someone dies, we have 3 days of mourning them, talking to them, helping them cross over, walking them to the ancestors to let them know that it's okay to go. We give them 3 days. We believe it takes 3 days for the soul to depart, to leave everything behind and go and join the ancestors. I immortalised her as soon as I found out she was dying last year, and I bought her a star called the Amber Diamond in the Cygnus constellation. So she's up there. I say to her, I'll see you in the stars, because she sits right below me. My constellation looks like a house and hers looks like a baby swan. And it looks like she's flying straight to my front door. And I said to her, my door will always be open. I said, you can come and live with me. And she was like, perfect. Well, she's there now. And I've been trying to think of a way to take her with me into my new life, a whole new world. And when she was little, she loved Disney princesses and Cabbage Patch Dolls and Strawberry Shortcake. But the originals, like when they first came out, the proper ones, not the crap versions they have now. And I was so jelly, and I've been sitting here thinking, what can I do? I can't make her a Disney princess because Disney isn't mine, but I can make her a foundation one. I can make her a North Star princess. Just like Princess Anahita became Queen Aithusa. And how Lucian Oberon became the Moon King. Whereas before he was a soldier prince. So I've been sitting here thinking, and amongst all my tears, thinking of what I can do, and I figured it out. I'm going to write a Disney classic style. Now that I've changed the way that I want to do all the genres, I've still got my Disney classic left to do that's like Snow White and Cinderella. And that's where I came up with the idea to do the story of the Amber Rose. I'm trying to convince her to come back and be my daughter. I used to say to her when she was little, you should have been mine. I used to pretend she was when I was 9, 10 years old, and I used to push her along in her stroller and that to the store. I used to pretend she was mine. And I used to say to her all the time when we were teenagers, you know, when we were younger, I wish you were mine, you should have been mine. And then I told her a few weeks ago, if I have a little girl, I want to call her Roisin Marie. Rosemary. Rose after our grandmother, after my grandmother, her great-grandmother. Marie after her. I don't want to call her Amber Rose for obvious reasons, my daughter, but I can call her Roisin Marie. But I want to write a story about the Amber Rose. The Amber Rose. There's a real rose, because I looked it up, called the Amber Rose. It's on the thumbnail. And I'm going to tell a story about how a prince and a princess, how a king and a queen, how a prince and a princess fell in love and became a king and a queen. And while they were courting in their secret garden, and amongst all the weeds, hiding under everything, is a precious little rosebud, an amber rose, the bud of the amber rose growing in amongst the thorn and the dirt and the foliage and the debris and the weeds. And she spots it. And she digs it up. And it's where the prince proposes to the princess, and then they become king and queen. And the spot where he proposes to her, she finds the amber rose, and so she delicately digs it up out of the ground and takes it to their marriage castle, where she plants it in the pride of place in her castle. And little known to her, it's a magic rose, and it's actually their baby waiting to be born. And when the flower grows, the baby is born out of the amber rose. The baby, because back in those days, Disney used to say the storks delivered your baby, or they came from some magical place. And when you think of Strawberry Shortcake and the Cabbage Patch Dolls, remember the babies grew out of the cabbages. She loved that sort of thing. And so I'm going to make her the amber rose, and it's going to be the story of how a prince and princess fell in love, and when he proposed to her in the secret garden, they find the amber rose growing under all the yuck, and they save it and they take it to their marriage castle, and they plant it, and then the baby grows from the amber rose. And she's going to they'll name the baby Princess Roisin Marie. Princess Rose Marie, not Rosemary, Rose Marie. She'll be Princess Roisin, Princess Rose. And it's going to be how I immortalise my little girl. I always say out of shit grows roses. So out of my grief, I get to rebirth my girl into a legend. So in my kingdom, in my empire, in my new world, on my new earth, instead of Disney, Cinderella, there'll be Amber Rose. Well, Princess Roisin, my little Amber Rose. But she'll be Roisin Marie. I can't use Amber Rose, unfortunately, because of obvious reasons, and I don't want to pass that on to my girl, but she'll be Rose. She'll be my Rose. She'll be our version of Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty and Snow White, and I'm getting all kerfuddled because I'm trying not to get emotional. But out of shit grows roses, and out of my grief, the rose blooms. My rose. So I'm just putting it out there because I'm going to start manifesting this storyline. I only just came up with it, so it's all a bit higgledy-piggledy, and I'm still deep in grief, but this is something. It keeps their memory alive. It'll bring you back to me, and then when I move, I'll find an amber rose bush. There's amber rose carpets and amber rose trees. So I might get an amber rose carpet. The carpet apparently is the bush that has lots of the smaller roses on it. So I might have an amber rose bush, and then I can pick the flowers and have her in my garden, have her in my kitchen, on my dinner table and that. She can be there, centre stage. So that's what I'm going to do for my girl. I'm going to immortalise her as my version of a Disney princess. Princess Roisin. But I'll call it the Amber Rose. I'm going to make the baby, when the baby's growing out of the rose, I'm going to make it look exactly like she did when she was a baby. Blonde hair and big blue eyes, and yeah. So now I just need to build the story around it, around the concept, but I've planted my seed and it's growing into an amber rose. So let's see what blossoms from there. I'll speak to you later. Ka kite anō.